75325, the Mandalorian N1 Starfighter. It's 412 pieces. Just got it. I got back into Lego in like 2021. Slowly started building my collection from there with mostly Technic cars. And then really just this past year, started getting back into the Lego Star Wars scene. So kind of catching up on some older sets, and the 2021, 22, 23 era you can still find new. So luckily I actually got this one as a birthday present, so shout out to my brother for that. But this was early days of the Mandalorian sets, so you can see the Mandalorian here still has the round, just generic black lightsaber as the dark saber, whereas in some of the later sets he actually gets a sword. Like I said, 412 pieces. You get 4 minifigs actually. You get Mandalorian, Grogu, Pelimoto, and a BD droid. So I don't think I have any of the BD droids. I do have actually 2 Grogus already. I'll show kind of a comparison between this and the Microfighter once I finished it. But I'm gonna build it now. I'll kind of give my thoughts as I go, and then do a more detailed look at the end, I think. I was hoping to kind of capture my table as I build it and do a time lapse, but I don't have the equipment to do that, so sorry, no time lapse today. I will give updates though as I get through each bag. I don't know how many actually are in here, so let's just open it and find that out. So let's see. So you've got 3 bags here and 1 sticker sheet. I'm gonna go ahead and knoll the pieces, and then I'll do a quick overview of what that looks like, and then we'll get into the build process. Okay, so we have a very quick knoll here of the 412 pieces or so from the N1 Starfighter. As you can see, kind of a wide array of parts. Lego has to get their pink brick in there, so they did. And we have a lot of these, as well as actually 5 gray lightsaber handles, 5 of these little pylon things. Also thought it was weird, they only include one side of this piece, and I actually just checked the instruction manual just to make sure that that was the case and that I wasn't missing a piece, and yeah, they only have the one side, so interested to see where that winds up on the build. You do get a brick separator in this set, which is always nice, and then you can see I've put the minifigs together. I mean, they gave me a spare darksaber, so obviously I had to give it to Mando. Some nice printing here on him. I will say, growing up in the older Star Wars era where Jango and Boba Fett's helmets were connected to the jetpacks, I do wish that was the case for Mando, but I understand it's probably easier to do it this way. Here's a better look at Pelimoto with the tool belt, and then Grogu, of course, and the BD droid. Beyond that, actually quite a variety of colors in this set. I'm sure all the bright colors will be on the interior. I think my favorite color is actually this light blue color. I don't know that I've seen that before. I actually really like that color. Kind of reminds me of Gulf Blue from the car world. And then very happy to see the original Star Wars blasters in this set. Like I said, I was a Lego fan since I was a kid, so cool to see those back. That's a quick little knoll of the pieces. I typically do this if a set is less than 1,000 pieces, which obviously this one is, so I got plenty of room here on my coffee table, so it's easier just to open up all 3 bags and do it like this, kind of see the pieces, and it kind of prolongs the building process, which in my opinion is what the value is all about, so gets you a little bit more bang for your buck as you're building. I realized I didn't show the instruction manual either, so here it is, 75325, the N1 Starfighter. You can see all the minifigs in there, and then Grogu and Mando in the back. So without further ado, I'm gonna get to building. I'll see you once I've finished bag 1. Finished the first bag, which I think is the bulk of the build. What's left is just the engines. I guess like I said, I was right in that one piece that kind of like 4 long angled piece is only one of them. So it is an asymmetrical build, which I love. And I think that is lore accurate because it's supposed to be after he repairs the Starfighter, I think. But also this is bigger than I was expecting, which is always a good thing. I think in terms of Lego, bigger is better as long as you have a place to put it. So certainly can't complain there. And it's a solid build. I think of the reviews that I've seen of this before, most people are talking about how undurable this kind of under engine is, but I don't know, I picked it up a couple times and it hasn't fallen off, and I feel like you'd be hard pressed to have it fall off, so no complaints for me on that. One thing I didn't mention when I was knolling the pieces and going through all of them was just these connecting rods have gotten out of hand. When I was a kid with Bionicles, anything longer than 6 studs was a rarity. I'm assuming both these go to the outer engines, but just wanted to point out that those are some pretty long connecting rods. That's it for bag 1, and as you can see, bags 2 and 3 spread out on the table already, so I think substantially lower pieces. If you check the instruction manual here, you can see we're basically 3/4 of the way through the set, so no real surprises there. I was wrong. You actually do need one of the black rods, so I just pulled it from Mando. I guess I should probably take away the other hilt. But so you only get to give him one Darksaber. He can't dual wield like a Halo 2 Elite, unfortunately, but you do get a spare lightsaber hilt. So you can see actually that piece is right there. So that's bag 1. I finished the Starfighter. Actually, it was only 2 bags. I guess there were 2 bags labeled number 2, maybe. And I guess I jinxed it because in that last clip I talked about that bottom engine not falling off, and sure enough, it just fell off. Luckily, it's pretty easy to reattach. It just goes back on the bottom there, but I guess I jinxed it, and yeah, so just be aware of that if you do get this set, but it goes right back on, so no major deal there. You can't actually fit Mando in the cockpit with his jetpack on, so I just put him on the wing for now. But Grogu does fit in the back cockpit. There's a little like center stud for you to put him on in there. I don't know if you can see. But all in all, I would say it was a pretty good build. No like crazy build techniques, but the greebling on the engines is actually really solid. And again, I mentioned this in the last clip, but the fact that they're asymmetrical is pretty cool. And those connecting rods that I was talking about are actually 16 studs long, so they basically run the entire length of the engine. And I have the gunship, which that one is like 30 some studs long, so I'll talk about that when I review the gunship. But the only critique I have, I guess, is maybe just to up the scale 1 notch. I feel like the wings are pretty flimsy. They're only 2 levels tall, so not even a full brick in places, which I just think is a little tiny. But the set itself, I mean, is pretty sizable here. All in all, I'd say pretty good set, especially if you can get it on sale now that it's been out for a couple years. And it does have a spring-loaded shooter in the bottom that shoots the red projectiles. So I think if you push down on this, it shoots. Yeah. So we got one final look here of the completed build plus all the minifigs. And then I actually went and got the Microfighter just as a point of comparison here. So you can see, I mean, they're pretty scale accurate. I'm actually very impressed with the Microfighter, even more so now that I have kind of the main set. And you get the same minifigs, Din Djarin plus Grogu, and then this one has 2 just stud shooters on it, the same shooters that are on the spider tank from the Mandalorian, whereas this has the one spring-loaded shooter underneath it. All in all, I mean, it was a great build. You can see, you know, the completed set with the minifigs, and then here's just what I had as leftover pieces. If you guys like this type of content and want to see more, let me know. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. I'll probably have a couple more of these coming out over the next few weeks. And if not, thanks for watching. Have a great day.